Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are gonna be continuing the narration and character voice acting for the main story of Arknights, episode 14, Absolved Will Be the Seekers. Alright, and we are up to part 6 now. This is definitely gonna be a long part-wise series, essentially, if contained in its own little bubble, of course, of just the episode alone, comparing it to other things on the channel. But, yeah, this is definitely a long one. We'll take probably, I don't even know at this point, probably gonna take like 3 more parts, besides this one. So, probably gonna go around 9 or 10 parts. Well, we'll see, I guess. We'll see, I guess, how dense the finale of the story is gonna be when we get to it. But for now, part 6, which, funnily enough, right now, this is in the rankings with individual series speaking, pretty much in the same length right now with this part as I think both Lone Trail and Tvillingstømme. Narrated had, I think, 2 more parts, so I'm definitely gonna beat that one out. And I think Stultifera Navis was also somewhere in there with a similar number of parts. So yeah, this is a long one. They were cooking with this one. But yeah, anyway, as always, to anybody who bumps into the voiceover through this very episode, the playlist for the entire main story and all connected stories to the main story can be found in the description of this video. All links are provided there. Pick wherever you left off and whichever story you wanna hear that is connected to the main story and enjoy. And yeah, thank you very much. And speaking of, thank you very much as always for all the likes and the views and the comments you guys leave behind. And speaking of, on the previous episode, I saw one literally yesterday that amused the ever-loving hell out of me when I read it, which was essentially about the 2 battle stages that I included in the previous part, aka stages, what was it again, 11 and 12? Basically the juxtaposition between the two stages. Stage 11, Logos Showcase. Here is how badass this guy is. Look at him delete shit in front of him. Stage 12. Hey, let me provide you with a neural light and a shining. Oh, what is this? You want to see them die very quick? That was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually perplexed that they put those explodey bugs against them and not just, I don't know, a bunch of chimeras or something. You know, something that Neural could handle, essentially, with her abilities and stuff, because they deploy her there with skill 3 and everything. I mean, the chimeras were there, but I'm surprised by the bugs, especially because in the video that I used, I was showcasing it on adverse difficulty, which means the bugs are even deadlier. They explode for more damage, so you can tell that took probably a couple of attempts to properly set up. Like, holy shit, she dies so quick if you don't put a second healer down. That was funny as heck. But yeah, what a juxtaposition between the 2 stages, right? One is, hey, look at me delete shit. One is, look at me getting deleted. Which is, again, funny considering that she literally drops in there to save Shining and Nightingale, and, you know, you're expecting something badass there. Funny story with that stage. I don't know if on first entry into the stage it warns you when you haven't done the stage yet, but if you do it on repeat, when you go in, and if you have obviously a Shining and a Neural altar in there, it will warn you that you cannot bring these 2 units in because they are already technically deployed on the stage, or will be immediately. And luckily, literally luckily, and I thank stage 11 before it, because of stage 11 I took Shining out of the team and put Warfarin in there instead of her, just to buff Logos even more. And I am very happy that I did so, because if I would have kept Shining in there, it would have maybe spoiled the fact that it deploys a Shining for some reason, which I would have not known why. But I'm also happy that I obviously run these maps with these story maps and just in general event stories with like as accurate as possible, like, you know, story units and stuff like that. So Nerl was not present in the team. I am happy that she wasn't, because that would have spoiled the ever-loving shit out of it if that would have been the case. I would have been so confused if on a blind run I had a Knurl in a team and would have just tried to deploy, and the game is like, nah. She's already there. You can't do it. I'm very happy that didn't happen. That would have spoiled me so hard on that thing. But yeah, anyway, that was definitely what a duology of stages, right? But yeah, anyway, speaking of, let's do the quick recap of the previous episode and then proceed into today's part. So then, for those of you who want to skip, as always, timestamps are down below in the comment section of this video. But anyway, on the previous part, we began with the duel, or the preparation for the duel between the Nachtzer King, aka Nezalem, and Logos, as they exchange words. We also, in the middle of it, get greeted by a quick little recap, or a flashback, where we see Logos talk to the apparition of Dukarel, the Sanguinarch. As noted there by Dukarel himself, he's able to essentially project himself from the very same place where his physical body is currently trapped in, or just over there. He's having essentially a little vacation over there. But yeah, jokes aside, he's still physically trapped in the space where he was, but because of his blood magic, blood witchcraft rather, he's able to just project himself into this side, probably potentially wherever he wants. He did choose Logos because of, well, he does respect the guy for beating his ass, and has a little conversation with him in the cave that we saw earlier. After that, the duel begins officially between Logos and the Nachtzer King, as Logos picks up his bone flute and bone pen and rings the death knell, not only for the Nachtzer, but also for himself. As the duel between the two concludes, both are pretty exhausted after the fight, and in a final attempt to stop the Nachtzer King, Logos uses a final incantation to conjure up a sword, essentially, with his curse words, and manages to chop off one of the arms of the Nachtzer, as he recoils back, proclaiming that what Logos basically used at that point was a sword technique used by none other than Theresa himself, but Logos used it through his curse, which is kinda nuts by itself. But in a recoil moment, Nezalem essentially hits Logos with a blast of witchcraft, and he tumbles back over a cliff into the water below and starts sinking downwards and being carried off by the current potentially. While sinking into the water, he has a bit of a flashback himself, remembering a time back in the valley, as probably what it was his last visit over there at some point in the past, where his mother essentially blesses his journey, so to speak. However, after the little flashback into the past, Logos' ass gets saved out of the water essentially by the appearance of the little drone sent by the Banshees by the name of Fonar. Back on land, the Nachtzer is now physically definitely weakened by everything that happened, and in the meantime, the Amiya squad reaches the blood altar where the drop of blood of the Tikas is being currently held and prepared for a ritual. In another place, however, Shining is approaching a place, another stone altar in this case, where her brother slash father, aka Quisartushai, is keeping Nightingale that he previously kidnapped in the previous main story episode. After she proceeds to her father, she finally gets to have a couple of choice words with him. After a long, essentially, conversation and pretty tense moment between the two of them, at least from Shining's perspective, and some memories resurfacing from the past of running away with Liz and stuff like that, she finally declares to Quisartushai that she is there as Shining of the followers, and with a final choice of words, essentially calls in a Knurl, who appears in her radiant form, crashing into the field, and essentially saving the ass of Shining in that moment. However, as the scene progresses and the situation is becoming more and more tense, the ritual almost being executed as well, Liz, aka Nightingale, finally wakes up and also has a couple of choice words to tell the confessare, Quisar Tushtai, who is present, declaring, as she drops a giant cage of what seems to be conjured up by her arts and light magic, or sorry, light arts, drops it on him, trapping him inside of it apparently as well, and declaring Quisar Tushtai her own enemy as well. However, as dear old brother slash father is being pressed into a corner, his ass gets saved by the appearance of Kali Choa, who rushes in very slowly, but rushes in to save his former, or rather still master's, Bum Bum. And the two of them escape. After that, after they have a moment to reconvene, Liz collapses and Shining notices that in the struggle that just ensued, and her breaking free from Quisar Tushtai, Liz apparently has damaged at least half of her soul, if not, hopefully not more than that. But anyway, after that, we skip over to the Amiya team at the altar of the Tika's blood, as they are confronting Salus and are also pressing her into a corner, Amiya piercing her essentially with her arts. Monster also having a bit of a go at Salus, damaging her and mangling her body, but in a final attempt and a laugh on her face, she manages to use her own life and throws herself onto the altar, essentially triggering the ritual to happen. And that is where we left off. So, let's proceed. Alrighty then, so today we will be starting off from stage number 14, which is a cutscene only, and we will be proceeding all the way to the end of stage 16. So, it seems like a lot of story, but 14 and 15 are a single cutscene each, so we'll make a bit of visual progress today at least, I would say. But yeah, anyway, we begin on stage 14, 14-13. And as always, there are clips at the end of these episodes. If you want to watch those when we are done with the story, don't forget about that. Plus the continuation of the hidden front on the run that I was doing last time on one of the previous episodes as well will also be at the far end of the episode. But anyway, 14-13. Descent from the origin. An ancient wound reopens. Let's begin. This is how you do it, right? Aim at the enemy and then... Whoa! Ugh, bloody hell! Relax, Tommy. It's not much different from the machines you work day after day. In that both can make a mess out of you in an instant. Just remember to keep the safety engaged when you're not using it. Where did that white-haired feline get all this stuff with things the way they are now? Look at the... Catherine? I'm fine. Chronic stuff. Look at the dust on these weapons. They're brand new, but they've been in storage for a while. This isn't standard issue military stuff, more like custom weapons for special operations, and they weren't made by Londinium factories. Looks like Milskar is more than just your average gangster. Do you mean she's an informant for somebody big? So she's willing to trade weapons with us because... Don't expect to play an important role in their games. These things were probably meant for something else, and she came to us only after that fell through. Or maybe Milskar raided some Duke's secret arsenal in Londinium and selflessly decided to share it with people in need. Who knows? What she's after doesn't matter to us. We're just taking things one step at a time. We've sent a few scouts out since the sky turned red. For some reason, all these Sarka soldiers seem to have pulled out of Highbury.
That doesn't mean we're safe. Quite the contrary. It means the Sarkas don't care about managing the city anymore. Factories, production lines... none of these matter to them anymore.
I had a look at Magna Burrow yesterday. It's been turned into a huge art circle. Hundreds, if not thousands, are trapped in their strange witchcraft, fueling the Sarka's altars. At this rate, it won't be long before it's our turn. What are you planning? Should we get that thing we've been building out there and...
Don't be silly. Just because you got some decent gear doesn't mean you suddenly became a commando. We have a few decent weapons. They'll allow us to defend ourselves if the Sarkas come for us. No more than that. We must wait for an opportunity. When do you think that opportunity is going to come, though?
Who are you? How did you find this place?
I've seen your clothes. You went to all that effort to sneak into Londinium at a time like this, even investigating our backgrounds. What do you need with a few old workers now? Reunion? The 13th ventilation tunnel is running. There are marks on the 54th ropeway. I suggest you double check. If we can find it, so can the Sarkas. Oh, my name's Nine, by the way. And yes, I'm with Reunion. Thanks for the heads up. Did you come all this way beneath Londinium just to tell us this? We want to know how long you plan to wait. We have folks who used to work in Sudan Borough. They say the workers of Londinium were always proud that they built this great city. But has it ever truly belonged to you, past or present? Madam Catherine, your condition... I've heard the stories. I'll give you credit where it's due. But spare me that crap about the non-infected taking everything from you. I'm not interested. What are a few rocks here and there in today's Londinium? We have a lot more to worry about. True. Infected or uninfected, none of that matters in Londinium now. So, are you planning to take back the city? From all who stood idly by while all this happened? From the people who allowed things to get to this point? What did you say? Londinium is filled with originium dust. Many will become sick and die because of it. The culprit will be made to pay, whoever they are, whether they have rocks growing out of them or not. Reunion won't wait at the finish line. Not anymore.
You're, Hey, Tommy. Remember me? There! I thought you got sick and... Oh, so that's how you ended up with Reunion. Well, I'm back. Here, neuropathy prevention pills. Take one per day. There's only so much you can do though, so you'd better pray that your luck's good. You guys, to tell you the truth, your look when you left the factory, I thought you would have loved nothing more than for all of us to become infected like you. Maybe I really did. But it wasn't you who lost me my job, wasn't Catherine either. I know you lot tried to put in a good word for me, but these were the rules. Maybe not anymore though.
There's a lot we can help with. Using and maintaining equipment, operating in high originium environments, tactics, covert operations, anything you need. We'll help you liberate this place, if you let us, from the people who saw all this as nothing more than the price of business. We'll take the city back, with or without you, Nine of Reunion. But we look forward to working with you. A panel.
Mother?
My child.
Have you come to see me off?
You're badly hurt, my child.
I lost
I did all I could, but I still lost. But I have no regrets about the path I chose, nor doubts about the ideals I believe in. But I'm sorry I let you down. Why say that? You have defeated so many powerful foes. How long has it been since the court of the Banshees had a warrior and a sovereign so strong, so steadfast? The court is proud of you. So am I, even if you reject the traditions of the royal court. Thank you. I ask one last thing. Please, sing an elegy for me. Mother? Not so fast, my lazy boy. It's not bedtime yet. But I'm... Rise and shine, the fennel. Up yet, sleepyhead? Mother? Good, you still recognize my voice. How about a kiss for your dear mother on the cheek? It's been so long, after all. I don't think... This strange contraption, were you always by my side? Me? Of course not. A mother should let her son roam free, once he's all grown up. Just a little token of love to record important moments in your life for me. I will say, I was a little surprised it recorded not just your performance in battle, but you putting on this outfit. I know Her Highness Theresa liked it this way, but... Never mind, as long as you like it. You're bothered by what I'm wearing? When this device of yours... Isn't it adorable? A banshee should value her words rather than waste them on disputing the aesthetics of a gadget. How could you say that? Think of all the love that your mother and sisters put into it. Is this how you repay our affection? Thank you, Mother. Go. Your friends are waiting. I'm so proud of you.
It's a dead end. Sheer cliff ahead. Wait, from the shard. What's that?
We're too late. The last vestige of Tikas fades away. But it had gotten an answer, a recognition, a response. The sensation was subtle at first, but the clouds no longer converged upon the pinnacle of the shard, replaced by something else. The branches and vines began to bear red fruit. It is a bizarre scene, but somehow it inspires comfort rather than fear, as though this is how it should be, how it always has been. The world seems to have always been like this. All that has happened is that someone had removed the back cover of a clock by accident, revealing the springs and gears underneath. Originium is an integral part of Terra's ecology. Originium in the atmosphere brings about catastrophe, and originium in the body causes sickness. Even insects know to cover themselves in hard shells of originium.
The coexistence of Originium and Terra is an immutable law, just like how two parallel lines can never intersect. But where did Originium come from? Has Amnannam descended after all?
The Confessori's control over Amnannam exceeds our expectations. We're one step too late.
Will it become a weapon for the Sarkas? Can the Size of Kings still fight it?
No. Amnannam brings more than catastrophe, and it's far more than a weapon. It's not just the origin of the Sarkas. In fact, one could say it's the origin of everything in Terra. This may be the greatest crisis we've ever seen. Maybe the greatest crisis Terra has ever seen.
Can we stop it?
The Lifebone! W is there. We can seek the Faramut's help. Let me try and get in touch with W. No, I'm not getting through. Hello? Hello? Finally! Bunny, where? Almost. Manfred. Hold her hat. The agreed time. W, they're alive! But the interference is too strong.
Try to take off, W.
Where? How did...
Find where the biggest commotion is. That's where we are.
Lost contact. What did you mean by commotion, Doctor?
Originium is everywhere here. And what catches W's attention like nothing else?
Unreasonably risky. But worth a try.
"12 hours ago. 58 hours into the operation. Sir, we've taken control of the Lifebone central area.
Examine the skeleton and eliminate any resistance. Tell Nadine to clean up the remaining mercenaries outside. Leave no survivors. Set up the fences around the skeleton and rig it with explosives."
Do you mean to... yes, sir. The blood reaches Manfred's feet. He takes one glance at the body on the ground, then turns and leaves the room. What to do with the enemy mercenaries that we captured in Lifebone, sir?
Is this all of them?
Yes, sir. Many of them previously served the military commission.
Kill them all.
Yes, sir.
Show yourself.
General Manfred.
Paprika. Was I supposed to see you here?
I was captured by the mercenaries here while transporting a shipment. I had to protect my squad,
That doesn't explain why you didn't respond when the military commission attacked this skeleton. And what were you doing hiding here?
I was just afraid.
Afraid. Your previous mission is over, Paprika. Your new mission is to execute these traitors to the military commission.
But they're prisoners, defenseless.
As warriors, they're traitors to their cause. As mercenaries, they've unilaterally broken their contract. One way or the other, they must pay the price.
But they're in no position to resist anymore. They're no threat to you. What meaning is there to all this killing? Didn't you say yourself that you wanted as many Sarkas to go home as possible?
I gave you a chance, Paprika. I've been very patient. You're not the first one to disappoint me today.
General!
The engineers have examined the Lifebone. The structure is largely intact, and the mercenaries don't have the means to make direct modifications. However, we found a large amount of explosives that were not set by us.
Explosives?
Unable to reach Lieutenant General Nadine, sir.
What?
That hard-headed hoarder can come in useful once in a while. You really did let an attack squad, Manfred. Is this our first formal meeting? I guess I should introduce myself. I'm from Babel, and I'm here to take your life. You can call me W.
A mercenary from Hoarder Squad. You came back to die.
Die? Have you thought for a moment that why your attack has gone a little too smoothly? Where did you think all the mercenaries went? Who's surrounded now?
You think this rabble can stand against the soldiers of the military commission?
I hope your bones are as hot as your words. Because I'll blow your head off before your soldiers can even knock on the door.
Manfred begins to swing, but shadows entangle his feet. Then bombs explode all around him before he can break free.
Aim, W.
Stop complaining. I told you I'm good at controlling explosions.
You're trying to destroy the skeleton.
Oh, is that not very convenient? I'm not sentimental like Hoarder is. I have absolutely no problem making this big pile of bones your grave. I wonder what Theresa's would be sadder about, losing this big guy or losing his favorite foster son.
You think I'd let you do that?
Not a moment too soon.
Ascalon? You look...
The blooded assassin stops the foe's sword, not the slightest hint of wavering in her sleeve blade. You're
not ready to kill me.
Cut off this guy's golden head, Ascalon, and I'll listen to anything you say for a whole year.
I've asked you this question before, Ascalon. What do you believe in?
I believe that our differences end here and now. And this time, there will be no mistake.
"70 hours into the operation.
Won't even let me have a breather. Crane! Where are you guys? You were supposed to be guarding the top of the spine. Why do troops keep dropping down? Oh, Crane's dead. Damned, Manfred, I think I have a concussion. Ascalon.
She's outside.
Looks like we're bringing a whole bunch of dead bodies with us. Great.
W, am I seeing this right? Is this nerve bundle glowing? Did the doctor's team make it?
W!
Take off. Biggest commotion. They're trying to reach us.
Ines, is Hoarder still breathing?
The bleeding stopped, at least.
Then wake him up and get him to put his Fairmouth friend to work.
You're asking too much.
Fine, maybe Hoarder needs to lie down a little longer. Well, this guy has been lying down long enough. Bonesy, wake up! How do you like this alarm clock?
W, you lunatic! Hoarder is wounded!
Explosions echo in the chamber, followed by a rumbling, muddled voice. Oh, it's you, the circus historian. What happened to your face? Did your great adventure not go well?
Oh, shut up. Get us out of here if you don't want your last bones blown to smithereens. And shake those royal court fleas off you if you can.
Oh, I forgot. My body's still here. The flea part is a little too much to ask. You all look the same size to me. I suppose we should go. The voice sighs, stirring up a turbulence in the fabric of time and space. This round is mine. I have no intention of gloating. It took too much time, and you've never been so weak before. The previous battle had taken its toll on you, and this type of operation is not your forte.
We've both missed opportunities.
A new Khasdal is complete. You know that, Ascalon. You know that you are fighting against our own future.
Future, you say? You say I never saw clearly what our sovereign was thinking, but I understand now. Someone will complete the work that she left unfinished. Amiya cuts it. I will remove all obstacles that stand in their way.
How blind and stubborn. Why do you not understand that this was Lady Theresa's wish too?
Enough! We're enemies, no more, no less. We've long passed the point of no return.
The Lifebone is activating. How could...
You failed. You can't stop us anymore.
This skeleton will be destroyed. No one can threaten the future that His Highness will bring to Khasdal, even if neither of us will live to see it. Manfred throws down his sword and takes out the detonation switch. He places his finger on it. Hesitation. Why? He has seen death in the eye many times. He does not fear it. Why should he hesitate? But the Lifebone... How many people could it guide home? Ascalon throws herself at Manfred in this moment of hesitation. The two of them fall into the turbulence together.
Right here, where the mountain's energies are most focused. This will cause an extreme, uncontrolled originium chain reaction. Get ready, Doctor. Here goes nothing.
Ready!
Black arcs penetrate the mountain's originium.
The collapse has begun!
Run!
You grab Monster's claw, an action that has become second nature. Monster screeches joyfully and begins to run. Behind you is the terrifying roar of destructive energy running rampant. The violent chain reaction causes everything around you to tremble. The legions of Nocturers follow the trembling.
The Sudaram are chasing us!
Don't fight them. Don't let them bog you down.
Warriors wrapped in tethered banners swarm upon you. Many of them are swallowed by the originium chain reaction, but even more join the ranks of your pursuers. Sudaram entangle Monster. You hear their hollow breathing echo in your ear. The Nocturer warriors are trying to drag all of you into the pit of death. Shadows of conflict yield to conflict.
Logos!
Trust your elite operators, Doctor. They'll show up when you need them the most. I've always trusted you. Don't let your guard down. I sense turmoil in the fabric of reality. The Faramut is coming. I will attempt to create a waypoint to help us board the skeleton. What should I do? Jump down from the cliff. Alright. I'm beginning to regret what I just said. Time is of the essence. Dr. Amiya, Dr. Kaltzit. Now, jump!
Drive the Faramut. I'll take care of the Royal Court soldiers.
Am I driving? Okay, Bonesy, go to where the biggest commotion is.
There is no response. The muddled voice says nothing. Perhaps it just cannot be bothered.
It's not gonna send it inside a barrel of some supergun, is it?
The intangible tide fades.
It really sent us right in the middle of an explosion. I think I'm beginning to enjoy this.
Threads of silver white incantations snag the drifting Faramut, and several figures fall into the room.
Bunny? Banshee? You made it?
We made it. It takes an explosion to catch the attention of a bomb maniac.
Not bad. You actually made it out of the Confessori's evil ritual alive.
What's the situation?
Bonesy is fine, as you can see. Hodor took a hit from Manfred's sword, but he's still breathing. As for the others...
I don't see Ascalon anywhere.
We found no trace of Ascalon or Manfred on the skeleton. She got tangled with Manfred and didn't make it in time when the skeleton took off.
Ascalon's ability is beyond question. You can trust her as you trust me.
Crying won't change anything. We have stuff to do. What's the next step?
We've already drawn too much attention. We need to drift. Now.
Alrighty. Lots of stuff. Oh boy. By the way, that one scene there with and this is just my personal feeling on it. The one scene there with with Logos talking to the drone. Obviously, when you listen to the voice lines of the drone, it's pretty much told to you that the drone is AI driven, but mimics the voice of Lakaramalin, aka Logos's mom, to you know, give Logos the homey feeling when he hears the drone, so he doesn't feel homesick too much, right? But in that conversation right there, I do personally believe that that is his mom talking, probably through some kind of banshee curse, arts, magic, yada yada, directly to him, because that felt way too personal to be just a drone mimicking the mom, especially because of how it ends and stuff like that. Also smacking him was very cute. What did you say, son? Bam! That was cute. That was a very cute little thing there. But yeah, Lifebone is awake. We are go for get to the shard, aka the ship. So, boo, this is gonna be a thing, right? But anyway, we continue on to 14-14, titled High Altitude Interception. The skeleton emerges from the fabric of reality. Everything hangs in the balance. Well then, let's proceed. The Sarkas with short light pink hair is again alone in the shard. This is not quite the front, but the sounds of war pass through valiant walls, through crystalline storms at blunt-drenched fields, and into his ears. Originium guns bring a rain of death, the military casters recite incantations, the tanks run over tides of crystals, swords clash and break against each other until they sink into the mud. He has heard this din for centuries. It has never changed. But this time he has brought it to the one-time oppressors. The Emperor of Ursus refused to meet our envoy. They continue to see Kazdal as an independent hostile regime. No response yet from the envoy of Sargon. The Lethanian Kufus that we reached out to is receptive to further communication. The Dukes clearly intend to attack following the appearance of the Golden Light. Our lines are falling back. The voice on the terminal continues to report the latest developments on each front to the orchestrator of the war. Those who refuse to yield stand upon the scales of war, tipping them from side to side. Theresa's back remains straight at all times. It has been a long time since he allowed himself the luxury of fatigue. But the past does not go away so easy, be it lives taken or lives saved. He has never forgotten the burden upon his shoulders, especially as it grows increasingly heavy. Your Highness, news from the front. The Realm Blade of Victoria has been activated. They have suppressed Amnannam. We are under pressure. General Manfred was unable to retake Lifebone.
Who controls the skeleton now? Where was it last spotted?
A mercenary squad. Confessarius reports say that the core members of Rhodes Island are on it.
Rhode Island. Then that one must also be there.
Lifebone's next course of action is uncertain. It represents a threat to both the airship and the shard.
It is no concern. Trust in Theresa. If they dare approach the shard, my sword will render the judgment that I promised.
The sky of Londinium burns red. The ever-present dark clouds are no more. Supported by countless branches, the massive crystal looks like newly born fruit. All is ready. But now, and only now, he does not want to think about the future. The airship's long orbiting and searching is coming to an end. The massive structure of witchcraft once again passes over above the shard. He knows this will be the last time. The Sarkas with long, light pink hair stands alone in the holes of the airship. She finally averts her gaze from the shard. She no longer sees the figure. Theresa casts her eyes toward the shadow of the airship, toward the land that she has seen so many times. Sorrow and despair continues to spread. Has anything changed from when she left Kazdal? A deep voice echoes around her. It is the master of the ship.
I sensed Theresa. The king continues to pursue us.
They've never given up easily.
The Revenant speaks no more. The airship accelerates one last time. Origin is close at hand. But an intangible wave strikes, space and time rolling around the airship.
They come. The spark will burn for us until there is nothing left to burn. Let's see how far they can go.
Is that really how you drive this pile of bones? In a whole seriously convinced Bonesy here to help us? For real?
You'll have to ask him.
Ask him? He can barely speak right now.
Then trust him.
Hope he didn't mess up the steps. Say, now that we have Bonesy back, is it time to put Plan A into action? Fill this big guy with explosives and bomb the Shard and Theresa's all the way back to Casdell?
There's something more important right now. What's the status of Amnannam? Outside the windows, the storm has stopped, but the sky remains an ominous red. Amnannam floats directly above the Shard, like a gaping wound in the sky. The airship is headed toward the ancient ruins that should never have existed, toward the greatest secret of Terra. It is headed for Amnannam. Theresa's never used it in battle. There is only one explanation. Its mission is more important than that of a weapon. Does he intend to ram that piece of originium with the airship? What's inside Amnannam?
She means that we need to deal with the airship before we kill Theresa's. Am I right, old hag?
Yes.
Then we'll take it down.
Who's flying the airship? Who would Theresa trust it with?
I can feel it. Theresa is there, isn't she?
Yes. We'll undoubtedly have to face her if we pursue the airship. We must be ready to...
Ha! What were you about to say? We must be ready to kill her.
If necessary.
Clap, clap. I thought you two got along. Are you always weighing things like this, Kaltzit? You would kill anyone for civilization and for this great land. Even Theresa. I'm not like you, though. I'll save her from the myriad souls and end it all. If you won't do it, I will. Just wait and see.
There isn't gonna be another betrayal. Doctor, I believe you're in the best position to keep a cool head here. Will you take command of the operation?
Yes, leave it to me. Talk is cheap. How do we take the airship? This pile of bones doesn't have nearly enough firepower.
We'll take it, in the literal sense, by transporting the entire airship with Lifebone.
Really? The airship looks like it's about the same size as Bonesy here. Since when did you get so radical?
We don't have the luxury of playing it safe. This is our last chance. Worth a try. It's the only way. I'll cover for the skeleton against the airship's guns. Bring the skeleton into contact with the airship, and we have a chance.
I trust the doctor. I can help Logos.
If everyone agrees, bring Lifebone just above the airship, W.
You think I'd be scared? Wake up, Bonesy. We're leaving. Hang on.
The illusions vanish and the ripples cease. In the blink of an eye, they find themselves on top of...
Look out!
A devastating beam of witchcraft streaks across the sky, sending destructive energy through anything it touches.
The airship is reacting fast. It was ready for us.
Just as the beam is about to annihilate its target, silvery incantations float up, pulling at the great wave of witchcraft. All arts shall follow only the path I assign. The destructive energy is deflected, passing through the gaps of the Faramwood skeleton, leaving behind only a deep scorch mark on bleached bones. The energy begins to dissipate, the main battery salvo coming to an end.
The array in the airship has greatly amplified the power of Revenant witchcraft. We can't take another hit. We must close the distance before they fire again. Countless witchcraft drones and bloodied witchlings take flight. They rush toward the skeleton.
They sure shot first without asking questions. And here I thought this pile of bones was precious to them. Does Theresa's plan to vaporize us with it? A little further, W. Lifebone can't link up with the airship at this distance. Taking too much fire to make a smooth approach. We'll have to do it the fun way. Take this!
A loud boom and a loud wail. The massive skeleton smashes into the airship's armor. Blue and purple nerve bundles stretch out, clinging to anything they touch, binding themselves around the airship. Fragile bone plates shatter and fall from the sky, disappearing amongst the branches and vines. The Revenant roars, raging at the shackles, the audacity, and the impudence. Every Sarkas heard the cry of the Revenant in their hearts before they ever set foot on the airship's deck.
Who do you think you are trying to stop? The Revenant never wavers!
Got it! We have the airship!
Start drifting, W. Take the airship with us.
I don't take orders from you. I know what to do. Your turn, Bonesy. Move it! Hey, why aren't you moving? Hello? Anybody home? The Fairwood skeleton is badly damaged. Its soul seems to have wandered off again. Now? It's the skeleton that's getting dragged away. What do we do, Doctor?
Boarding action. We'll take the airship ourselves.
Wow, your tactics really are getting bold. I'm nearly impressed.
Amiya, Calcit, you know the Revenant better than anyone else.
I'm ready.
W, your bombs will work even better behind enemy lines.
As if I didn't know.
Logos, protect Lifebone.
I can prevent any enemy from approaching it for 30 minutes. You'll need to come with us to the airship, Doctor.
I will.
No hesitation or questions.
It's not the time for those.
Stall the small talk. Made up your minds? Let's go. We'll slide over this bunch of nerves, Bunny. Don't let those witchlings hit you. I'll intercept any stray projectiles. Dr. Calcit, we'll clear a place to land. Be careful.
Monster. Hang on, Doctor. There are some things that only you can control. You may be our last hope in this darkest hour. Just as you used to be.
Monster grabs you and leaps down. The feeling of weightlessness makes you uneasy, and the raging winds force your eyelids shut. In the distance, you can hear Logos' incantations, W's laughing, and the explosions from Sarkas' drones being shot down. You feel your weight return as someone grabs your hand.
Doctor, we're here. Looks like an old friend has come calling. The ship is a Revenant, right? Looks like it doesn't like people standing on its head.
Strange shadows seep out from the metal walls, filling every corner of the deck in an instant. The slight tremors in their movement echo the breath of the Revenant.
The Revenant's work. It's expecting us. It won't let us stop it so easy. We'll just pummel it until it stops. This time, I brought bombs more than enough.
Time to fight the creepy shadow shit. But yeah, what a what a slew of stuff. Also, I don't think it's gonna be included in the clip section. I just vocally am just gonna repeat what I said in one specific scene at the beginning of this cutscene, which was the Theresa's moment of thinking back to him talking to the dog at the statue. Not gonna lie, that gave me chills. That thing gave me chills when they flash back to that and it just lingered on the screen. No words, no nothing. And Theresa's just thinking back and be like, I'm gonna bisect a bitch. Oh god. How will this work out? But yeah, that was a cool one. The rest of it, just crashing the bone, aka Bonesy, into the ship itself, pissing off the Revenant even more. Great, that's exactly what I need in this story. A character I can just yell my goddamn heart out. Thank you, Revenant. You're very cathartic to deal with. All the yelling is nice therapy. But yeah, anyway, jokes aside, that was cool. And yeah, what else to say there? It's time to deal with the creepy stuff. But also, it was very nice seeing the dog give out so many commands and actually see dog do stuff and be carried around. Speaking of carried around, there's gonna be a lot more of that. Anyway, before we proceed, considering these are pre and after battle cutscenes, we have new enemies. Here we have the Soul Maelstrom. Soul fragments born of a Revenant's will. Innumerable emotions intertwined within. Millennia of confused memories converging into a tangible maelstrom. The other one is the Prism Soul Remnant. Powerful soul remnant born of the Revenant's will. As it absorbs rowing maelstroms, it releases violent witchcraft and emotions that impale enemies both in front and behind. So then, proceeding on to stage 15, titled Line Breaker. Keep your focus as you dash through the cold steel skeleton. And before we head in, very quickly, we do have two new enemies here. The Focused Soul Remnant. Soul Remnant born of a Revenant's will. As it absorbs the rowing maelstrom, it releases turbulent witchcraft and emotions that impale enemies both in front and behind. And the other one is the Chalice of Regret. Soul Chalice born of a Revenant's will, brimming with regret unfathomable. The past, tormenting yet unchangeable, is the cruelest cut. Ah yes, all the emotional damage. So then, let's proceed to the after scene for 15.
Alright, any more weird shadows that want to get blown to pieces? Well, shit, there actually is one. Cutting down their numbers is most likely pointless, W. They're simply the projections of the Revenant's power. So long as the Revenant dwells on the ship, there will be no end to its creations. This is nothing more than a means to buy time. Then, how about I blow a couple more holes until the Revenant decides to come out of hiding?
I'm afraid it won't work. This whole ship is nothing but the Revenant's husk. Even if you were to destroy the ship's outer shell or blow it, the Revenant would still be able to keep it running with witchcraft. It would only temporarily keep it functional, but it would be more than enough to take them to Amnannam. To completely stop the airship, we must find and destroy the Revenant's core.
Gotta say, Visarkas are up to some really weird shit. Keeps you up at night. Can't we take care of this with a bomb?
The firepower of an entire fleet's main guns might break through its outer shell, stopping it from operating, even using witchcraft.
Alright, let's go look for that core then. One day, I'm gonna get myself a cannon.
How do we find the Revenant's core? I'm not certain. As the true core of the airship, it is certainly protected by layers of defenses hidden away carefully in some cabin. We will only uncover it by infiltrating deeper into the ship, This also means that our enemies will be able to defend it much more easily. There is no time.
Is the Revenant privy to everything about the airship?
Theoretically, but the airship is large in size. Its attention is limited.
Ines has been on this ship, and she still got out of here without a scratch, didn't she? Well, it could also be because she's not a real Sarkas and can't feel the mental pressure the Revenant lays on.
We need to work with each other. We must find a way to distract the Revenant.
Doctor, you mean...
When somebody is hurting real bad, they won't notice an insect crawling up their pants. W, I need your help.
Oh? Come clean. Is this a trap you've been setting up for a long time and you're only telling me about it now?
You're the best one for the job. No one makes a ruckus better than you.
Guilty as charged. Alright, buy some time. And buy some more. Let me get one thing clear though. I'm not your bait this time.
If the Revenant's really sharper than we thought... You wink at Amiya, who stares blankly at you for a second before nodding. Light it up, W!
Not enough of a ruckus for you? Alright, you insects. Don't get spotted too easily. Not until you find her.
Doctor, Amiya, we'll enter the airship through the opening W made. Stay close. This is our one and only chance.
It's empty.
It seems the military commission has already evacuated all the passengers. They knew how dangerous this mission would be.
Counts it. If the airship's really going to collide with Amnannam, then what happens?
Amnannam will assimilate all information it comes into contact with. That includes all materials, organic or not, even personalities and emotions. Everything will be engulfed in originium crystals.
Then Theresa and the Revenant...
Yes, they chose to sail there, and it means they understand what this entails.
What do they want from the originium?
A possibility.
A deep, sophisticated voice can be heard from within the cabin. But there are no signs of life. The hallway is as empty as before. This voice...
It sounds familiar. In this place, its voice can be heard by all.
In Minoan legend, a hero stole fire for mankind, and for this he was punished by the gods and set ablaze for eternity. Very few know that this legend originated among the Sarkas. But he is no hero. His story thereafter is unworthy of telling.
The Revenant. It noticed us nonetheless.
In just a blink of an eye, countless strange shadows fill what was an empty corridor. The Revenant's words are emitted from their vibrations.
That explosion, it was indeed cause for concern and anxiety. If it wasn't for the King of Sarkas' reminder, I really would have forgotten all about you. Oh, how forgetful of me. I've remembered more than enough, but I should never have forgotten. False King of Sarkas, how could I have ignored your existence?
Monster, get ready for battle. Amiya, protect the doctor.
Immediately, a pitch-black spear solidifies at Amiya's fingertips before launching forward. However, it is swallowed whole by the walls and stairs.
How can you possibly kill me while you're within me?
There are too many of them. We need to move!
Each and every corridor looks the same, each and every staircase seems to be connected to the same space. These are nothing but the Revenant's blood vessels, and its will can manifest anywhere.
It's no good. We can't shake them.
Now, W! You find it difficult to keep your eyes open because of the massive explosion, but the plan continues to be executed as expected.
Bunny, swap sides. Concert, have your little pet hold onto the dead weight. We need to be quick. Hold on, this place...
Suddenly, you are struck with a bad feeling. Something's not right. W's bombs can't be this strong. Using the explosion's momentum, the entire corridor is being torn apart by its master's own will. You feel yourself sliding down a corridor leading downstairs.
Hey, old hag!
You try your hardest to maintain your balance and look toward where you last saw Concert, only to find that she has been completely engulfed by a black shadow.
The Revenant itself tore the structure here apart. It's trying to...
A loud bang can be heard and Amiya disappears on the other end of the collapsing corridor.
Little bunny, hold on!
A black shadow sweeps by, separating you and W. The moment you two turn around, a sharp blade made of witchcraft slices through where you two were moments earlier. It fails to hook onto your collar with its claw, and you tumble downstairs down the corridor. Before you crash into the floor of the area downstairs, a hand grabs you by your collar from behind.
Gotcha! Oh, I should say, you finally fell right into my hands.
Creak. The sound of steel being bent and twisted echoes throughout the narrow space. The ship is chewing apart the darkness inside its body.
You put in quite a bit of work simply to force me into this closed-off trap. Revenant, with the way you are, have you forgotten even your name?
There is no response. Creak. Nothing can be heard except for the sound of metal being torn apart. Sharp debris continues to peel and fall away from the ship's body. Concert knows that if this unknown space is anything like a magnetic field, she must be the center pulling in all fatal threats.
A threat? It seems that even though you have burned away for years, you still have some sanity left in you. But if your chaotic mind still holds a trace of memories in Khasdal, you should be well aware that death threats are meaningless to me.
Silence. But Concert can feel that the shadows that will engulf her here are still lurking in the darkness, watching her, waiting for the moment to strike.
No, you should know. After all, Theresa herself knows this well. You are listening, are you not? Theresa, I can feel your will in the ship. I thought you would be here waiting for me.
Concert reaches her hand out to the wall to feel the life in the ship. Ice cold, coarse metal, and originium. Despite the darkness, Concert is nonetheless able to clearly see the originium growing and assimilating everything around it. But it avoids the area her fingers touched.
To think you can now influence the natural growth of originium to this extent. If the originium here continues to grow, the airship will be completely crystallized by the time it crashes. And then everybody inside will also... That includes me? So is this what you were trying to tell me?
She gets no response.
The first Originium, you, Theresa's, the Sarkas, I used to think I knew enough about your plan. But it seems you are much further down this road than I imagined. You may have locked me away here, but I don't believe I am truly the one you should be vigilant against. You've always been a headache, Theresa, just like in the past. Just like in the past. Theresa, as you are now, do you still believe that Terra has a future?
A dark shadow extends underneath Kaltzit's feet. A jet-black ocean gushes out from the darkness, ready to engulf everything in its path in no time.
I knew it.
Once again, silence has returned to the darkness.
As you wish. You'd better have enough time with the dame alone without that one at her side. Don't disappoint me again. Don't disappoint us again. I've waited too long. I must witness this before my death. The end of suffering. Theresa.
Well, the ship infiltration is going swimmingly, one could say, right? Essentially, everything going very quickly to, not as planned, but sure. Good lord. I do love the fact that the thing just literally rips itself apart. Uses the... It's using the momentum of W's bombs to rip itself apart, so that it creates new hallways and stuff like that, so that it can split up everybody from the party. That guy's pissed. That thing is so pissed. Makes sense. It's a Revenant. But yeah, interesting. I do also enjoy on this stage seeing just W going ham, being part of the team. Essentially also not really accepting, but still doing what she's being told. Just make a ruckus. Just make a ruckus. You're the best at it. What a slew of stuff. But anyway, we continue on to number 16. Titled Hull Breach. Rise above the obsession of the past and let it drive you forward. Let's begin. Flashback.
I've been wondering when you'd come to see me, Kaltzit. You came too late, and you missed the most beautiful moment. The first flower that Bob died last night, but look at it now.
It's full of vigor still. I see no difference compared to before.
Exactly. It was born from the withering, and in an instant it became so healthy and strong. If only you were able to witness for yourself this miracle, born on top of Originium.
This garden, built on top of Originium, is the fruit of Theresa's painstaking labor. Aside from war, the other path that Theresa found for the Sarkas is close at hand. But what kind of future does this path lead to?
Ever since you brought the doctor here, you've been spending more time in the garden. Baba still has a lot that needs you, our chairman, to handle, but on top of that, you were absent from today's general meeting.
Not only do we have you, we also have the doctor here now to help us. It's not much of a problem if I take it easy once in a while, isn't it?
I know you, Theresa. You were never one to joke around when it comes to important business.
Got it.
Hmm?
Do you know what the doctor thinks?
No, I'm not sure what you've heard, but my guess is you do not have our mutual friend's full support.
I won't give up, Kaltset. If this is how we're supposed to resolve the predicament that the Sarkas is facing now, I'll go talk to Theresa's. I will show this path to all the Sarkas so that they know we aren't fated to live in a vicious cycle of hatred.
Theresa...
Kaltset, please hear me out first. I know very well that this could be risky, but I trust you. If you find me walking toward an uncontrollable future while I'm on this path, please pull me back. I know you can do this, even though you always keep your opinions to yourself on many things.
If you want that future you're hoping for to actually come true, we'll still have to earn the doctor's support. When it comes to Reginium utilization, the doctor is irreplaceable. But regardless of what awaits us at the end, I promise you, when the time comes, I will be there by your side.
A menacing growl can be heard from Monster.
I got it, Doctor. Stop growling. Relax. I won't let go.
The wind roars in your ears. Through the shattered porthole, you can see the shard and the devastated battlefield below. The ceaseless barrage of intense explosions could fling you outside at any moment, and right now, the one who is holding onto your hand is W. You don't often see W acting this serious. An anxious growl can be heard from Monster.
I'm trying to think through something actually important, Monster, so quit bothering me. You never really know the old hag, but she'd never take her chances with you. Since she insisted on bringing you along on such a dangerous boarding mission, we'll definitely need you if we want to see Her Highness and stop this stinking ship. Ah, fuck. I've got no choice but to save you now. Come on up!
Thank you. Back then...
Nothing happened back then. Where do we go now?
I can still hear the bomb sticking on my back.
That's for positioning. You can think of the explosion as like a bonus function. If you got swept away, I would have had to find you. Shit, that reminds me. I should have given the old hag one too.
A disapproving growl from Monster.
It'd be a waste on you, you little freak. Now, figure out which way we gotta go, you empty tin can. We don't have much time. This stinking ship's about to crash into that weird thing out there. If I have to die, it's gotta be after I meet Her Highness.
You've been pretty antsy ever since we got on the ship.
Oh, I saved your ass. You don't think that's me being more emotional stable than usual?
Is it because you're about to meet Theresa?
I gotta babysit for that old hag and figure out how to bump off that core right now. I don't have time for a Q&A. So stop trying to annoy me with your dumb self-righteous interrogation.
The shadows emerge from the metal. They are everywhere. The Revenant is anywhere and everywhere. It has already made it in front of W.
You are a Sarkas too. Are you turning a deaf ear to the myriad souls' anger and squall? You shouldn't.
Oops, my hand slipped. Right, you were saying? Hold on, I bet you're here to tell me where Her Highness is, aren't you?
The sound of the metal being torn apart continues. The entire airship is howling. Monster nervously hooks onto your clothes.
The airship is angry, or rather the Revenant is angry.
Looks like it's not really all that rational of a fella. It's a good chance. Can you find out what's the place with the most energy fluctuations on the ship right now? That should be where its core is.
I don't know how to. Monster looks at W with a mocking expression. Hold on, I still have an idea. Maybe if I can figure out which spot shows the highest change in originium concentration.
Well, then get on it. This asshole's even more impatient than I expected. Doesn't look like it'll wait till you're done. Hey, Shadow Freak, you know how guests are supposed to bring their hosts a gift when they visit? Catch! Little freak, you better keep this dipshit safe, or you're gonna get yourself grounded by the old hag.
A high-pitched growl from Monster. This way, but the wall's so thick the bombs won't blow.
You forgot about this guy, huh? Based on my tests before, it's got more than just a thick skin. Hold on tight to it, Doctor. I'll give you a huge fireworks show. The moment it goes off, let it shield you from the impact and take you to the other side. You got that, little freak?
Howls excitedly.
Get ready then. 3, 2, 1, boom!
I can't see very well, and feel like I'm kinda dizzy.
Hurry!
My ears can't hear very well.
Hey, Jacob. How are you feeling now? I just checked the wall. I guess you guys didn't have to crash into the blast point with such perfect accuracy. Sorry for making you suffer all that for nothing.
Monster angrily waves its claws around.
Watch your claws, little beast. This one here is no match for you.
Monster, I'm okay. Let me down.
You look terrible. You can drop the act in front of me. You want me to believe you can't take this much? I don't buy it.
I'm worried about Consit, and if Amiya's running into these things too.
Ines told me little Bunny's already run into this thing once in Norport. She's got more experience than any of us when it comes to dealing with it. I bet she's more worried about me offing you rather than the Revenant.
Monster lets out a threatening howl.
Shut up, the old hag isn't here to back you up now. That little bunny's gonna be fine, take my word for it. Jacob, stop stalling, let's go.
Standing in a corridor, W subconsciously looks outside the window and freezes for a moment.
Let's get going. We ain't got time for sightseeing.
You come to the window and look at the battlefield beneath you. The sky is still lit up by the size of King's golden glow. Victoria's counterattack must have started. Victoria's counterattack has begun. I hope Rhodes Island will be of help.
Down there is a real hell now. No need to look anymore.
Were you saddened by the battlefield?
More than enough Sarkas have died. Keep up. I have lots of questions for Her Highness.
Suddenly, Monster looks around in alarm. Monster? And it attacks the ground furiously. A dark current of shadows silently appears at your feet and drags you toward the end of the hallway at incredible speed. You can feel the tip of a sharp blade at the back of your neck.
There's more than just a Revenant here!
The black tide engulfs the struggling monster and keeps it from moving.
Fuck off! Trying to snatch my mark from under my eyes? Come back!
You see a flash of light within the darkness at the end of the corridor, followed by a loud boom.
The force coming from behind you is so strong that it propels you out of the darkness and straight into the ground. Ow! Oof! The bomb on my back?
How's that? The latest propulsion unit with tracking. Not bad, huh? And like I said, the explosions are just a bonus. It still makes you suffer for 2 or 3 days, though. We make a great team, don't we?
I never agreed to this team up.
It was never your call. If or how we were gonna team up. Hey, you in there. Bet that gave you a start too.
You haven't changed, W. You cannot go any further. And you, Doctor. You are alive. Have we met before? She remembers the day she returned to Babel. She remembers that broken door and the blood-stained logo. And those assassins hiding under their masks. They took Theresa's life. That Theresa. W finds herself exceptionally calm right now.
You're gonna die. And it'll be a really horrible death.
Flashback.
You said you won't resist. You said you want the release of death. I don't believe you.
She pierces the assassin's chest with her dagger, but intentionally avoids dealing a fatal blow. She wants to hear the coward under the mask scream. She slowly spins the dagger, trying to catch one sound, one sign of weakness. She wants to hear it. But there is nothing.
I won't let you die so easily. You took Her Highness. Death is too good for you. You said you were prepared to die when you accepted the mission. I don't believe you. You want to live, don't you? You want to run away.
She wants them to run. She needs them to run. That way, she can chase them, hunt them, make them die in despair. She will drink their despair. But that is not enough. Not even close. What would be enough?
Hold this grenade. It'll explode soon. I'm right here. Prove it to me. You can throw it away. Do that, and you'll live. I won't kill you. I'll let you go. Throw it away!
There won't be anything left of me once this thing goes off, right? Good. You should stay away. She does not believe it. She wants to find a sign, any sign, that this man is bluffing. One moment of hesitation, the slightest hint of his desire to live. White light bursts before her eyes, from the hand that held the grenade tightly. Fire flies by her cheeks, but she feels no sense of satisfaction.
This is not enough. Enough, W! There's nothing left of him but ashes! No, it's not enough. Not nearly close. I have more. W! W.
The dark tide recedes in the wake of the explosion. What about the man? Is there no trace left of him?
Did I use too much of my stock? Who cares? The real waste is if I don't use it. Are you okay?
I'm okay. What happened to you just now?
What? I was just saving your skin.
Monster lets out a low growl.
Little monster, you remember these people, don't you? Ghosts that should have died a long time ago.
Should have died a long time ago? Do you know these, ghosts?
You don't know them?
Should I? You look so calm that you're starting to scare me.
You better be telling the truth. I don't know if this is one of the Revenant's tricks, and I don't think it's a coincidence that he appears on this ship which carries Her Highness. But he's dead.
I doubt it's that simple. I feel like there's going to be more.
The more the merrier. This mission is getting more and more interesting. Let's go. This way?
Yes, this way.
You go first. No need to worry. This little monster goes with you. I have to keep you in my field of view in order to react in time.
Alright.
It's not that hard, is it? Working with me?
The corridor smells of death. The silence is revolting. She does not need anyone to tell her that they are getting closer to the Revenant's core. Why would Her Highness be in a place like this? Will Her Highness be there? Will Her Highness remember me? She has many questions, but thinking about it serves only to stifle her excitement. She cannot let Theresa see her down and depressed. Theresa always told her she looks best when she's smiling. She remembers...
Hey, bastards! I was just thinking of you.
You shall not pass. You shall not pass. Go no further.
Don't stop, Jacob. What we're looking for must be waiting at the end of the corridor. Just grab onto little monster and don't think about anything else. I guarantee you they'll all turn to ash before they can touch you.
There's only so much you can do on your own. Monster lets out an angry roar.
I'm fine, monster. Buy me some time, W. I have an idea. I'm not the bunny. I don't need you to tell me what to do. You need to do something, do it. Skip the talk.
I trust you. Alright, I'll keep going. Deal with the doctor.
Do you really think I was just going to leave the dumbass alone? Have you spent so much time with the Revenant that you've gone crazy too? I left him a bunch of nice things. Close your eyes, Jacob. Bam!
Ah! I knew it! You left a plan B on me!
Don't praise me. I was going to give the old hag a surprise when we went up. Now it's all wasted.
Look out!
Here's some more good stuff. I've lit up every corner for you. Time to go to hell. Still no use? Guess we'll have to do this the hard way.
Monster answers excitedly.
Just keep the doctor alive.
It complains. Ghosts continue to emerge from the darkness at the end of the corridor. There seems to be no end to it. One after another, no fear of death. Just like back then. Flashback.
Who helped you?
She gets no answer. This endless corridor is filled with the bodies of the perpetrators, but why could she not find out how this betrayal happened? She is sure that the answer is here. Here in Babel, amidst the seemingly unremarkable mission logs of PRTS. Perhaps it's just at the end of the corridor.
Here! Here, beneath these bodies.
Did you come back to help? Go save Her Highness.
What are you doing here?
I tried to protect Her Highness, but someone knocked me out. Did we save her?
You saw the assassins?
The defense system went offline all of a sudden, then enemies rushed in. My team and I tried to protect Her Highness.
Are these your teammates? They're dead. But you are alive. Her Highness is dead. Protect Her Highness. You can protect Her Highness with this grenade.
She holds back the urge. If only she had stayed here. Would it have changed anything? She steps over a body and continues down the corridor. She hears no explosion from behind her.
Trash. Coward.
She arrives at the speaker's office to find the bodies of assassins piled outside the door. She does not want to go any further. Who is she to mourn Theresa when she has not killed the traitors? In her heart, she already has the answer to who was behind all this. The one who led the assassins stood here and led death to Theresa. She will confront that one once she has killed everyone who participated in the deed. It would be her last target.
It's time to go, W! The door's open, we're going in! You!
She looks at you. You stand in the darkness at the end of the corridor. Monster's massive frame stands between you and the ghosts charging towards you.
I've drawn them out! Monster can't hold them off for too long! Hang in there, little monster!
She throws several bombs towards the gathered black apparitions. W charges into the wake of the explosion. She goes through enemies and monsters through the fire and the cracking air. W arrives at the other side of the door. She turns around. The figure is still standing in the corridor, one hand on the door controls as countless wraiths try to rush out from behind. She has no memory of ever having seen this scene. But there was a scene from her imagination of the assassination, a scene that she could never shake. Did that evil spirit stand before Theresa like this? Did the culprit who took her life rush out from behind the evil spirit like this? Was it the evil spirit who opened the door to the speaker's office?
Come back, monster! I'm closing the door! Another bomb, W! Buy me some time!
Huh. She tosses the bomb almost instinctively, without arguing. Monster raises you excitedly.
Ow, 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 ow! Take it easy! Oh, my back hurts.
She looks at you as if she's trying to find a shadow of someone bygone upon you.
Why are you looking at me like that? Was this your genius plan to prevent them from coming in? That simple?
Simple? Is that so? Sometimes the simplest means are the most effective.
Wait, is this crystallization?
Noticed it already, haven't you? I saw that the airship was beginning to crystallize as I came in.
So that was our last chance before the door became fully crystallized. You had planned to block the door on your own from the beginning?
I trust you and Monster.
Trust me? Until I find out what happened back then,
Look, I think this is the place. My calculations were right. The engines roar deep inside the halls of the ship. Souls burn, releasing pain and anger. The core of the airship lies bare before you. The airship is powered by burning the Revenants?
Theresa isn't here. Doesn't matter what it is. Blow it up, and this piece of junk stops. Let's finish our business here. I got more important stuff to do. You're coming with me to see Theresa.
Alright, I'll go with you.
I know you're up there, old geezer. I put a special gift for you under your bed. It's present time!
Something's not right. The bomb didn't work?
How dare you come here! Outblood! And you, Sarkas!
The burning core instantly freezes, and the scattered flames rush back inside. The fire that illuminates life dims. All sounds fade. One could hear one's own heartbeat in the silence left behind. Darkness begins to fill the room. Shadows flow out of the core, converging into a great river, its currents speeding up. Until a great black tide, enough to swallow the entire room, rushes towards you.
Such great pain and anger.
No more words for you, Outblood King. I have abided your many transgressions only because of Theresa. No more! Do you know what you are trying to stop? It is not just a war that the Sarkas needs. You are trying to extinguish the flame that will change our destiny. You shall not succeed.
The black tide that swallowed Amiya recedes, and the shadows pulling at her weaken.
He's focusing his strength? All the shadows, they've disappeared. Looks like someone else found the Revenant's location first. Is the doctor okay? I wonder where Dr. Kalsid and W are. I can feel the place where the anger is strongest. That's what we're looking for. Hang in there, Doctor. Dr. Kalsid. I'm coming. Signs of explosions. W must have been here. Did Monster leave these claw marks? Is the doctor with W?
A figure that Amiya never expected to see emerges from the shadow at the end of the corridor. She has never forgotten the nightmare from so many years ago. She remembers Theresa and the black sword that pierced her chest. The black-robed killers.
Impossible. You're all dead. Ascalon checked and made sure you...
King of Sarkas. You're too late. She knew you would come.
Theresa.
Amiya, the ones you're looking for will die.
Get out of my way. You...
Spare the effort of reading our emotions. The only way you will pass
is over our cold dead bodies.
I see the fragments of your memories. How could this be? You're from Babel?
Well, that was a lot of stuff. But before I say anything, let's just introduce the one new enemy here, which is the Penumbral Soul Husk. Powerful soul husks born of a Revenant's will, imbued with the techniques of countless heroes in its memories. The heroes have all but fallen, but their silhouettes grow clearly through repeated remembrance. Oh, good. But yeah, wow, what a stage and what a little thing there. Starting with another flashback to the time back in Babel with a little scene between Theresa and Calcid, showcasing that Theresa was definitely onto the whole dog thing, that something was feeling off, that the dog is probably gonna do something very, very shady in the future, but already had some contingency plans probably planned there. But but of course the highlight of this whole stage is literally W, and just the sheer amount of flashbacks to her time of essentially coming back to Babel to hunt all of those people responsible for Theresa's death. Those were some, God, those are some cold moments there of her just handing a grenade to that one person that was under the robes, the masked assassin essentially, that did what he wanted to do with the thing and just let it happen, while the other guy, who wasn't a masked assassin but was definitely, as she suspected, also helping out in the whole thing, and didn't do the deed. Oh boy, that was definitely a very dark time for her. But I do love, probably the best part about it is the whole back and forth between showing her being definitely convinced in the past that it was the dog who was responsible for Theresa's death, as someone had to turn off the defenses on the ship, of course, and who else but Doc could do it, because those things were linked to the old system, linked through the Doc's own sarcophagus in the ship, and on top of it, then in present time we get a little moment of like back and forth. Is this the same person? Is this not the same person? Do I look at them in a different way? Do I not look at them in a different way? But she's definitely wavering more and more into the whole point of being convinced that the old person is truly gone, and this person in front of her right now is not who she was angry about and wanted to murder. I wonder how this story is gonna unfold. Which position on her list will the dog have at the end of this story of top 10 people I wanna kill? Which position are we gonna be dropping down to? Are we maybe gonna be off the list? Probably not. In other places, I leave a clip that was I know what the requested part now was, of course. I'll leave that clip at the end. I had a good laugh. She's so pissed off when you select that. I love it. By the way, for those of you wondering, the middle option, when you get those three options between asking her for Theresa with the Theresa thing, or the her merc friends, aka Ines and Horderer, or the date thing, the middle option is actually she puts on a smile. Actually, she seems kind of happy when you select that one, because she just jokes around with it, and that's about it. And then back to the serious stuff. The Theresa one was obviously expected. It's kind of in a similar lieu as the third one. The third one is so funny. The third one is so funny though. I'm actually happy that every single response has a different response from her in turn. that was a good thing, because recently a lot of the texts where you get a couple of options just result in the same response afterwards. Not all of them, but a lot of them do end up in that way. Also, for those of you wondering who haven't potentially watched the Bubble storyline, usually when the when the doc gets addressed by their player given name, of course, in my case obviously it's Jacob, but usually I will always say like just Doctor instead, like I did at the beginning of the story narration, main story narration at least. But here I feel like it's significant. I feel it's a significant thing because W just randomly starts calling the doc by name. Like, not Doctor, not anything else, not Deadweight, literally addresses you all of a sudden with name. Which is, again, coming back to what I was just saying earlier, a very significant thing. And I hope she finally comes into the mindscape of that this is not the same person. I hope actually that by the end of this story, this main story chapter, she's gonna be in a mindscape of not wanting to kill our ass anymore. At least not as much. But we'll see what happens with that. For now, this is where we're gonna leave off, and next time we will be continuing with stage 17 and moving on. So, if you're still around and listening to this, enjoy the clip section following this. There will be a couple of them, pretty short clips, and there is a part that will continue the hidden front stuff at the very end. Just a short part, because I'm again being blocked by going to stage 18 for the next section to unlock. But bit by bit, right? But yeah, anyway, thank you all for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please consider leaving a like on the video. That would help a lot, of course. And comments, of course, as always. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Literally the entire game is voiceovered here on the channel, so enjoy anything you want. And yeah, we will continue with this. And if you want to support me even more directly, memberships are open. No videos will be behind a membership. It is pretty much there just to support me and my work. So yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, enjoy the clips and the hidden front, and bye-bye.
Up yet, sleepyhead? Mother? Good, you still recognize my voice. How about a kiss for your dear mother on the cheek? It's been so long, after all.
This thing.
I don't think... This strange contraption... Were you always by my side? Me? Of course not. A mother should let her son roam free, once he's all grown up.
Oh, need to clear out my lungs. I literally woke up like 30 minutes ago. Still in that sleepy mood.
Just a little token of love to record important moments in your life for me. I will say, I was a little surprised it recorded not just your performance in battle, but you putting this outfit on.
Oh no! Oh no! I mean, it's his mother, but hey, what the hell?
I know Her Highness Theresa liked it this way, but never mind, as long as you like it.
You're bothered by what I'm wearing? When this device of yours...
Isn't it adorable?
A banshee should value her words rather than waste them on disputing the aesthetics of a gadget.
How could you say that? Think of all the love that your mother and sister put into it. Is this how you repay our affection?
Sisters. I was like, wait, sister? Sisters, okay. Excuse me, what? Oh wait, it... it smacked him. Well, it bumped probably into him. Thank you, mother. Also, kindly voice, I just noticed.
Go. Your friends are waiting. I am so proud of you.
That's very sweet. Okay, he's gone. That was short and sweet. I was about to say, did Monster just grab the dog and ran? You grab Monster's claw, an action that has become second nature. Monster screeches joyfully and begins to run. What is happening with Monster in this chapter? It's so joyful around the dog. And chirpy, what the hell? I love this. It went from being super pissed off at the dog originally, probably because of Khalcid's commands and shit like that, and now it's just like, ooh, cuddles! Run!
Rhodes Island. Then that one must also be there.
Uh-oh. I am terrified. I am slightly terrified. Oh. That actual CG for this shit, nice. Fucking ram the shit into it. Oh my god. This ceaseless barrage of intense explosions could fling you outwards at any moment. And right now, the one who is holding onto your hand is W. Oh, what a choice. Yes. Beautiful. How do I feel about this? Panic? Speechless panic. You've been pretty antsy ever since we got on the ship.
Oh, I saved your ass. You don't think that that's me being more emotional and stable than usual?
Wait, what? For a second I thought these are all the same. Is it because you're about to meet Theresa? Is it because you're worried about horror and Ines? Is it because this is our first date without a third wheel? Okay, for the purposes of this, third option, but in the actual recording, I think I gotta go with number one, but... Okay. I wonder if it's the same response to all three. Well, I'll see when I do the actual recording, I guess. Yes. Don't you even dare to try provoke me.
If it wasn't a moment like this, I swear you wouldn't have had the chance to ask that question. So stop trying to annoy me with your dumb self-righteous interrogation.
Fuck's sake. They really let you choose the bullshit stuff. Alrighty, let's continue this now that it's open. So, where did we leave off? Plan properly when collecting resources. Squads led by operators Closure, Fang, and Misery have reached the battlefield and are preparing to establish comms networks. All teams please provide... Okay, I think I read that already. The Victorian army is withdrawing from the western front line and moving towards the Silver Rock Bluffs. Okay, that's all news at this point. Yes, okay. Well, proceed. Let's see, select route. The battlefield is ever-changing. Plan your route with prudence and direct your squad to the city. Alright, support platform. Waste... Oh, 3 out of 3, sure. We receive Fonor Zero's emergency signal. Shrouded in mist and chased by multiple robed enemies, She must have been attacked by Nachtsetters. We're en route to assist. Please advise. Okay, so all... well, not all are 100%. Slow your steps and use the safest method to wipe them out. Attack them directly and wipe them out. Observe the terrain and quickly formulate a plan to take them by surprise. This one. Alright. We lure the enemy into a trap, scattering and routing them. The communication band has received a message from Fonor. Thank you for the support. You're welcome. Okay, proceed. The battlefield is ever changing. Plan your routes with prudence. Yeah. Okay, equipment failure, battleship wreck, and knight errant. Yes. We receive an encrypted signal from a Rhodes Island standard beacon. It contains important content that requires physical recovery of the beacon to view. However, we detect Sarkaz troops while en route to the beacon. Please advise on how we should proceed. Completing the final mission can greatly increase your intel ability. Okay, prepare to engage the... and entice the enemy to attack first. Plan ahead and engage them. Ask nearby squads for help, and ready yourself for a cooperative effort. Okay, act first, lure tactics, dispatch nearby support squad. Act first. We heeded your command and eliminated them in a direct fight, but whoever was carrying the Rhodes Island signal beacon seems to have fled during the fight. We will now head towards Londinium as we track down the beacon. Okay. Anything on the bulletin? Both the Victorian and Sarkaz armies have gathered at Silver Rock Bluffs and may start a conflict anytime. Okay, that's at that point, I guess. Confessaria's guards are fighting alongside strange enemies called chimeras. Avoid direct engagement. Plan properly. Okay. Proceed. The battlefield is ever changing. Yeah. Stragglers, Radiant Flash. Urgent news. Radiant Flash. We observed a sudden golden radiance in the sky, dispersing the lingering crimson clouds. This unexpected event may impact our mission plans. Please advise. Siege has led the Exemplars to victory at Silver Rock Bluffs and achieved their strategic goal. Presently, the active originium in the environment has temporarily stabilized. Seize the chance and advance at once. Okay. Got it. We'll continue the mission. Okay. The Nachtsetter can employ witchcraft to conjure fog and mire. Watch out for their ambushes when encountering such terrain. Got it. Okay, the rest seems normal. Knight errant, 2 out of 4. Battleship wreck, equipment failure, 2 out of 4. Based on clues from the message, we discovered a secret hideout in some ruins, along with the beacon and its deceased courier, who happened to be an infected. There were other refugees present who, despite being extremely cautious, did not attack us. We have retrieved the beacon and will investigate the courier's cause of death. Please advise on how to handle the refugees. Okay. Exercise caution. Oh, these are all... Okay. Exercise caution as you approach the people in the hideout. Show your skills and help the people in the hideout, gaining their trust. Tell everyone in the hideout you came from Rhodes Island. This one is the lowest one, but gives the highest of this stat. Let's try show your skills. Okay. We showed off our skills as we helped out the hideout residents, and they left once they were convinced we held no ill will. According to a rough terrain analysis, the deceased was killed by some sort of Sarkaz witchcraft and cannot be identified. Our team will recover the beacon and press on, deciphering the contact as we go. Okay. Anything on the bulletin? The Iron Duke's troops are leading the Victorian army's effort against the Sarkaz army. Okay. Okay, and nothing new. The rest repeats. Knight errant 3 out of 4. Oh god, oh god. Oh, these are all shit. Okay. We deciphered the beacon's encrypted message and found a clue from Operator Shen. Oh! Oh hi! The deceased infected had been hunted down for killing Sarkas and was saved by Shen, who suggested he seeks help from Rhodes Island. She also left a message, a set of coordinates in the message. As we approached, we could see a deserted camp in the distance. Please advise. Okay, so a quick scan, conduct a brief search, and then press on. Standard search. Spend some time and effort looking through the camp. And a thorough search. Search the place thoroughly for any clues. Well, this is the highest chance. It's literally a 50-50. Nope, failed. We searched the camp, but unfortunately did not find any useful clues. We gave up and will press on as planned. Okay. Nothing happens. Handle emergency. We received a warning from Closure about an incoming catastrophe in our area. Please advise. There is no time to formulate a detailed plan. You must try to cross the catastrophe forecast region right away, so 2A post haste. With your squad's ample experience and resources, the incoming catastrophe will pose little threat. Improvise. Sure. Logistics Squad, call sign LMT-09E has cleared emergency event number 2. We predict your prediction was spot on. The catastrophe was manageable. We exited the region after using some supplies. Oh, please clear main theme 1418 to unlock. Okay, so we are once again stuck until I get too further into the story. Alright then. That would be it.